Hello there, lovely people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my radio station. That's how I'm speaking. Time is around almost 3 a.m. I'm doing a couple of episodes. So first one is done. That is a very high fragrance that I just covered, which is called Latafa Asad Zanzibar. So check that out. That fragrance is something. It's a very sweet be smoke fragrance for perhaps for Eid. If you are planning to buy something, that is a good buy. So goodbye means like not tata, not farewell, no ciao, okay, but more like good for buying. Okay, so I have presented here 8 fragrances. This is not a list. I'm going to have a discussion. This is going to be for a little bit of mature crowd. So if you find this video a little bit not your cup of tea, you can skip, no problem. So one or couple of things out of the way, I would like to say, because I'm not doing the morning thoughts episode, not facing the camera. Lately, the whole month, I have been struggling with my keeping up with the life, because the whole month is about Ramadan. So at night time we cannot sleep. We have to wake up, and then the next day we have to work, running, and the weather combined is just my health condition is not improving. The voice, especially, you can hear the voice is not my full voice. So I have a tonsil that is literally I have hard time, very painful. So these are the things I'm still working, trying to keep up my work. Yesterday I couldn't do video. Was not feeling all that well. Didn't find energy. And one last thing I'll tell you as a human being to another one, that this is my line of work. Okay, I do this day in, day out. Last month I did upload about 60 videos every day, couple of videos on average. So according to the work, you're supposed to earn a lot of money, which was the case for last 2 years. But this year, something is happening. I mean, just numbers not working. They're not putting enough ads. It's very disheartening. I mean, of course, thank God for everything. I'm sorry, I'm taking a little bit time of yours, but just sharing with you my life. This work, given the pressure, you have to make money, you have to do business. Without money, there's no philosophy in the world. So yeah, the sales have dropped in Bangladesh. Very bad situation in economy, a lot of corruption, and here the YouTube also not helping. So I'm a little bit down with that all the situation, and I just wake up very depressed and tired. Yeah, so I hear you guys. You always say, why you're not well. Live here in Bangladesh, you'll get depressed very quickly. You'll feel unhealthy very, very quickly because of our weather, people, corruption, everything, combined. So getting into this is something I thought of. This is kind of like a powerhouse discussion. I have done many powerhouse reviews, and I think powerhouses, literally, I found out this is how it started. I think I bought the very first fragrance called Pakoraban Puram, which I still have the bottle of. This was my very first encounter of a powerhouse. Okay, Pakoraban Puram. This is a very 2016. I bought this. Okay, this has been with me for a very, very long time. So this perfume, I recently got a 200 ml of it because my juice is running low, and I literally love that fragrance. And then after that, I joined fragrance community. I used to watch a lot of videos. So many of you do not know. There is this legendary reviewer called Lex Ellis. Okay, I think he's Scotsman from Scotland or Ireland. I'm always am confused, but I'm pretty sure he's not from UK. So when I started watching him, this is a discussion. So I'll tell you some stories. I didn't understand much what he's saying, because back in the time, like 2015 time, yeah, I'm not speaking like Irish, right? Anyway, when I started watching him, I was trying to understand. I was like, this guy's fun. And he used to have a lot of curse word, and he would use the F word, this, F that. And I was like, okay, this guy is brutal. But the fragrance he used to show was the Bogarts, like something cheap, something synthetic. Like I have brought out Bogart Purom, some of these. And then I think Arabian Nights, one man show. You'd be like a one man show, Silver Scent. I'm like, these are the cheap fragrances. They are much cheaper than whatever the designer I buy, Sauvage, Chanel's, Dior's. So YSLY or Thierry Mugler, what is this range of fragrances? These are cheap. Are the cheap fragrances good? And I'm like, I at first was like maybe thinking like maybe this is something just not my cup of tea, because at that point I did not really understand this kind of fragrances. Okay, these took years for me to grow up with and get used to. Many of you can agree, like this kind of smell like Old Spice. Many other fragrances are the Kuros. You smell, maybe your dad used to wear that Aramis for him, even Aqua di Gios back in the days. So these are kind of like a masculine 70s, 80s smell, and they have animalic touches. They got a lot of leather, a lot of oak moss, greenery. They put like citruses, but leather, so civet. So these kind of notes are not easy to pull, especially in high heat humidity condition where we live. So many of the fragrances I bought at first, I did not understand or like them. One of the fragrances, Versace L'Homme, which I recently got. This is, I'm gonna tell a big story. I'm sorry, I feel like talking. I'll come back to this. Okay. So when I started Pakuraban Puram, I was okay, fine, but I was like not really into this that much. But one fine day, I took a trip in Cameron Highlands in Malaysia. I took this fragrance because this bottle was small. I could fit it in my pocket. So I drove all the way, and it's very far at night time. By the time I reached, the place was very very like quiet. I think it was 2:30 or around, yeah, like late night. So I checked in a place in Cameron Highlands. It's very cold, nice little clouds going on. You don't need fan or anything. You just keep your window open and you just sleep so nicely. And the roads are empty, So I just passed out. But before I passed out, I was wearing this fragrance during driving. And when I woke up the next morning, I was okay. Like after the drive, I was tired, but after the sleep, I was better. But I smelled the whole room was filled up with this smell, and then I realized what a beastly fragrance is. 8 hours after I applied it, it was a beast. So fragrance like that was around $35 then. Now it's more like 50 something going on, but the price have gone high. So that was my first encounter. Then I went to one of the shops. I do have a vintage of this. I bought Azaro Puram. Seeing so many reviews, some people said, let me get that bottle. If I show you the bottle, I'm walking, you'll understand the significance. I've told this story many times. This is a bottle that I really have. I love, but I don't usually use that much because this is like more mature than what I am. This is the bottle that I bought, Azaro Puram. This is like a semi-vintage. I think Dan Norton has it. This one looks very different than the current formulation and smells also very different. So when I bought this, one of the guys, I posted this in Red Lessons. One of the guys said, "Bro, can you send me these? I have 3 bottles right in the shop. Can you send me these? I'll pay you like $100 per bottle." Okay. And I'm like, in Malaysia, it's very difficult to do like, parcel and stuff, but I can, try. But then I asked, they said it's a bit difficult to send perfumes and all. So I said, sorry, just kept 1 bottle for myself. And I did review this about 25 minutes or so. I did a review and I did tell weird stories. So yeah, Azaropuram was my second one. But when I came to Bangladesh, I'm talking about Lex Ellis and this other guy called Fragrance Matt. Okay. Matt is one of the finest human beings you can find on the face of earth. Okay. I met many great people, good souls like Chris. Okay. He is no more. So Mr. Siaj. So these are my friends. I call them my friends, my brothers, and they're always with me until I die. They're going to be with me in my life. So I saw Lex Ellis. I used to comment a lot, and I saw Dan Norton came up. Greggy Boy used to be the old reviewer. So many of these reviewers, OG reviewers, they talk about this. Okay, and then one fine day, I bought Shag Bogart One Man Show Oud Edition 2016 Winter, and that fragrance, I don't know, from the first spray, I fell in love with that. It's a sweet oud, amber, kind of like a leather perfume. But for the cold weathers, it's such a beauty. It lasts all day. And I continue buying some more. And then in the process, I fell in love with this kind of fragrances, Pakuraban Puram, Force Majeure, Bogart Puram. From time to time, bought Pour Louis by Oscar de la Renta. Then the Boss #1. It's the mid vintage. There's another vintage before this. These are fragrances for older, mature men. What do I mean by older, mature? Not just the age. Maybe in your heart, you are kind of a very mature head. Okay. Maybe you have seen many things in life. You traveled a lot. You learned a lot, and traveling does help. Like if you see different culture that is different from you, you get to learn. A lot of your confusion or questions gets answered. Like maybe in your culture or religion, they teach you. Sorry, the voice once in a while gets like that. Yeah. So maybe they teach you like, hey, the other religion people, they're not good. They teach you that. Maybe they say they're all going to hell. We had these teachings in our childhood. But when I met Chinese people, when I met Christians, when I met Buddhists, our Indian brothers who are from different religions, different part of the world, and I learned a lot of things. People are something that you should study, and they will teach you a lot of things. Yeah, obviously you meet good, you meet bad, but it's a learning curve. Okay. And I picked up story from each person. When someone in Fragrantica said, man, I have very good connection to this fragrance, which is similar to Pakaravan Puram, but I forgot the name. There's a niche version of it, I think. Man, I forgot the name. It was Agua. No, no, I cannot remember. And there was like few more. And I seeing those reviews, I respected it. I went to buy some other perfumes that people love. And this is how I got into the powerhouse. Something like Kuros, not everybody's cup of tea. I wear it. So one last example before I go and wrap the story is Versace L'Homme. I bought this fragrance one time in Malaysia. It's called Aeon. Aeon means Jasco previously, but now it's called Aeon. And there's also Aeon Big. So Carrefour used to be Aeon Big. And I saw like during Eid, we call Hari Raya, Eid al-Fitri. So it was on offer, like $25 price tag. I'm like, oh, that's cheap compared to Versace other fragrances like Eros. Those are like few more dollars. So I'm like blind bought this. They did not have a tester, and I bought it, opened it in the car, and then when I sprayed it, I love the opening. Very citrusy, very nice lemon, like you get in Eau Sauvage, Armani Eau Pour Homme, some of the other ones, right? But after I reached home, after spraying this perfume, okay, I reached home, and within 1 hour or so, this fragrance turned very animalic and very, very screechy, very synthetic, and very leather like, very animalic. And that point was choking me. And I realized this was not a perfect wear for summer, and this is not definitely for me. So when it was like this much, I gave it to my dad. He brought it in Bangladesh. He was using it. He finished it here until there. Then he lost the bottle. I don't know where. So I decided to get in recent times once more. And now, after 6, 7 long years, guess what? I love this fragrance. This one, I get it right now. I mean, even though the lemony, I have another fragrance. Let me just give you a quick comparison. I bought this discontinued fragrance called Versace Versance for women. I love this. This is one of the best Versace perfume I think men can use. Very soothing floral citrus green perfume. So this and that both have citruses, but on the dry down, this stuff goes to masculinity. It goes for like literally like you, if you wear this, you feel like powerful man, like masculine man, 40-year-old man, is it good for compliment hunting? No. At this 40, we do not go out in public and seek women's approval. We are men. We are jerks. Okay, we are jerks. We are like, hey, douchebag. Like, I'm sorry to say that. That is a bad word. But hey, d-bag. You wanna go grab like a cup of coffee? We're saying it like a dude to dude, like, a man to man. And we'll be like, yeah, sure. Like we are like, we don't really care for a car. Is kind of, like not looking like really clean inside, but we're not in the best shape. Our beards are not trimmed. But then when you sit with our dudes, and the guy goes like, hey, you wearing like this fragrance? What you wearing, man? You smell like horrible. And then you say like, hey, Versace. It's like, yeah, I have a respect for this fragrance. So Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, Versace, this kind of fragrance are people who are already like to the next level of life. I'm not saying one step closer to death or anything, but at this point, you go to the bar, you have a beer, you don't really care for company, you just have a nice time away from your family, you just want to clear your head, watch a football game, or whatever, the soccer, and you just want to, like let's say you work as a cowboy, you just put your head down, just put your feet on the table and just enjoying your Bud Light. I don't know, Bud Light is not for, maybe for you, but something classy, okay? And you just have like a few shot at whatever your poison is, and you wearing this kind of fragrance. This is the man's essence. These are fragrances, sometimes woody, sometimes animalic, sometimes musky, mixed with their body smell, and then makes him like a rugged man. So I like that. Some of the modern one would be Azaro Pour Homme or Oscar de la Renta Pour Lui. I really like this. This is very more modern wearable version of Kuros. If you don't like Kuros, you can try that. So this is what they're gonna do is, you, let's say you're a married man or you're a single man, but you are done with hunting women, like chasing women. Hey man, let's go to this bar and pick up some women, and they're gonna be like flirting with you. Unless you are filthy rich, reality is nobody flirts with you. If they smell money, yeah, anybody will flirt with you. But if you don't have a nice car or a Mustang or nice Harley, it's highly likely that you're gonna be like ignored. Even the waitress is gonna be like, "Hey, I'll catch up with you in a bit." So you're the last guy that gets served, right? But it doesn't matter. You are in your control. You know your life is good, and you know what you achieved, what you couldn't achieve. You have your scars. So this is where defines man. This segment defines man. So people who just entering the fragrance game, do not blind buy these fragrances, okay? And I'm not saying that you're not gonna like it. Maybe you will, but maybe you'll not understand Okay, maybe later part of the journey, what happened with me, this, I got it much later. I understood the fragrance much later. Azaro Purum, Agua Brava, man, these fragrances, it takes time to appreciate what is smell like natural forest. Maybe a man, he wants to be by himself. He doesn't like the noise of the society. So this is my tribute to people who are my age and older, or you feel just tired, just open your Budweiser and just enjoy your every sip. You don't want to hear any children crying, whining, and then people, your wife is like, around you, complaining a lot. You just want to take a break. Like Russell Peters says, you cannot even enjoy a thought. Enjoy your thought. You know what I mean? But then again, when you're a different place, different part of your life, different age, when you're young, you don't really have so much fear of health conditions, debt, responsibilities, more or less, or your all these worries, where the work, what's going to happen, how I'm going to retire. When you're young, you don't care for this. You run free, you run wild. That's what we did when you're young. We did not care. We did car racings, we did stupid things, we did like, like clubbing. We used to go and do funny, stupid things. We did a lot of stupid things, and everything was like for us like a fun ride. We'd go after partying and stuff. Let's say we get hungry, yeah, man, we need some food. So that age, when I look back, it was not so long ago, but suddenly time flies, from your 20s, 30s, and then now 40s. Very different. At 40s, I care first of all to be well, like I can get on my feet from my bed and take myself to the loo. And if I can go about my business, I said, thank God I'm still alive. Sometimes, yeah, life goes like that, man. So if you're in my this area or this same situation, this fragrances may speak to you. But again, if you're young, youthful, go for all the hype fragrances, go for whatever people push, whatever the new flankers, buy them all. But at one point, after running a lot, you feel like Forrest Gump. You be like, I think I'm gonna go back home. I'm feeling a little bit tired now, and then that's the cycle of life. Many people tend to stay with family, stay happy. They have good bonding with their parents and stuff. Some people don't. Okay, and when I say that, I'm not like pointing at anybody in particular. Maybe it's me, but I like to tell you one thing. As I got older, I feel I enjoy my peaceful and quiet. I don't like meeting people. I used to do a lot of this meeting people, smelling session, sniffing session, go and have an event. Nowadays, I like peaceful and quiet. I feel talking to people really, really gets to my nerve, all the traffic and everything. So I rather, keep myself at home. Society would be safe from me, because you can be a little bit loonies, at old age, we can have rage, road rage and all that. But yeah, finally finishing with this, check out all these fragrance reviews that I did. Boss number one, Agua Brava, then Pakoraban Purom, especially. This bottle is very special. I have a lot of juice right now, which I can use. I'm not going to wear it every day, but some of these days you feel like I want to go to the nature. I want to feel like green, vanilla, and just like a shaving, a barbershop style. Yeah, these are fragrance. Bogart Purom, what a classic. In the winter, great alternative to pure heaven. So check these out, okay? And definitely do not dismiss a fragrance. Maybe whatever you hated one time, maybe it will become your favorite, maybe due to like some conditions or circumstances. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry I did unnecessary talks as well if you feel that way, but I just wanted to relate who's this powerhouses from. So I once again thank Lex Ellis and Fragrance Match Special. These are my gurus for introducing me to this powerhouses, and I say respect. Always I say sensei. Okay, so respect is the name of the game. Take care. Keep me in your prayers. Few more hundreds to go. I think 300 to go. Once I get that, I'll feel like, yeah, I can relax a little bit. Until then, I keep working. Even after that, but numbers sometimes do matter. So keep supporting me. Okay, take care. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bye bye.